and he is mopping the floor. This is Eddie. Eddie is Al's dog. Eddie talks, because in this story, everything talks, including little bitty birdies. That bitty birdie and that bitty birdie, they all talk. Look at their long, long legs. Hey, there's a penguin and a chicken, and there's a... Hey, Al. Hey, Al. And that is Al with his mop and his pail, and Eddie, his dog, who does not feel that happy about their life. Al, a nice man, a quiet man, a janitor. A janitor is someone who mops the floors at a building. Lived in one room on the west side with his faithful dog, Eddie. This little box here is their house. Can you imagine living in a little house like that? There's the bed, and you can see the neighbor's house, building. There's a ton of those apartments. It's a little apartment. There's Al. He has his Chinese food in a little box, and there's Eddie with his Chinese food too, and there's Eddie's bowl and his dog bone, and there's a dirty sock hanging on the end of the bed. It's sort of a shabby little place. It's very small. Look, the door. You close the door and now you're just in that little box. They ate together. They worked together. They watched TV together. What could be bad? Plenty. Look at this dump, Eddie growled.
We can't have a house, a little backyard to run around in for a change? Oh, sure, Al snapped. Today it's a house you want. Tomorrow, who knows? Maybe the moon. The moon? The moon? Eddie howled. Pigeons live better than us.
No, life wasn't easy for Al and Eddie. They were always working, always struggling. It was always something. Look, you can see the newspaper outside the door. And there's Al's dirty pants from yesterday. He's wearing his bathrobe now. Oh, Eddie had his bone. He ate it. It's the next day on the calendar. There's a hole in their ceiling. They're going to have mice come in there. Oh, his hat is dirty too. Look at that dirty hat. If only they had a better place to live. What's that? There's a giant bird sticking his head through the window of their bathroom. Look, there's the toilet and the plunger and the toilet paper. And there's the sink and there's the mirror and... Oh, he's shaving. Look, his razor is falling out of his... Hey, and he has to put his shaving cream up there because there's no room. There's no shelf to put it on. And there's Eddie outside the door listening. And he's smiling. Why? Why is Eddie happy? What is that bird saying that makes Eddie happy? One morning, while Al was shaving, a voice called to him. Hey, Al, it said. Al turned and saw a bird. A large bird. Al, said the bird, are you working too hard? Still struggling and going nowhere? Listen, have I got a place for you? No worries, no cares. It's terrific. Huh? Al said. He was confused. Al, you need a change. Tomorrow, come and be my guest. Eddie, too. You'll see. You'll love it. Then, with a few flaps, the bird was gone. You can imagine that evening's conversation. Eddie was already packing. What, just quit my job? Al said. There's more to life than mops and pails, Eddie insisted. But that's it, we're going. I don't want to hear another word. That's Eddie. At dawn, they were both in the bathroom, waiting. They're all packed up, see? He's got his suitcase he's sitting on. He's wearing his dirty pants and his dirty hat. Eddie is looking for that bird to come and get them. He has the feather. There's all the stuff that was on top of the cabinet is now packed up in that suitcase. But they're going to leave the light bulb, even though the light fixture is broken and there's a crack in the wall right there. The large bird appeared, and Al and Eddie were ferried thousands of feet upward to an island in the sky. A floating island. Oh, he's dropping his suitcase. Oh, no. There goes his suitcase. Look at all the birds. See? Flocks of birds all around the place. Unbelievable! Lush trees, rolling hills, gorgeous grass. Birds flitted to and fro. Waterfalls cascaded into shimmering pools. Would you look at this view, Eddie said. Wow, said Al. Ah! The bird dropped them and they landed on a tree limb, so they were okay. And then, what comes through the woods towards them? But there's a penguin with a bouquet of yellow flowers. There's a pelican with a fish in his mouth saying, hello. And there's a goose. And there's a flamingo. And there's an ostrich. And there's a parrot. And there's a snipe. And there's a chicken. And there's a couple of kiwi birds. They are very small and they don't fly. And there's this big red bird and a puffin and a dodo with hands? Oh, all the birds. Or are they birds? Hey, those are eggs. Those are enormous eggs. What kind of eggs are those? They're going to be some sort of baby bird. Well, now they're on the floating island. What will happen next? Oh, what a wonderful place! There's that fish the pelican had in his mouth. I guess he was just going for a ride. There's a little chicken right there going, bark, bark, bark. And the birds up here in the trees are all looking and smiling. And there's the big bird. And oh, look! Al gets to sit in the water all day. Wouldn't that feel so good to sit in a river like that? I've done that a few times, but I've never found a water chair quite like that one. Looks so comfortable. He's eating an apple, and he's having some coconut juice, and he has all this wonderful fruit to choose from. Oh boy, what a place. It says, birds sang and brought them food. They ate, they drank, they swam, they sunbathed. They never had it so good. So, Al, is this so terrible? The large bird asked. What a life, Al cooed. A guy could live like this forever. The days passed blissfully as memories of their old life slowly faded. Al and Eddie decided that this was ecstasy. That means as good as it could ever get. There was nothing so wonderful as this place. But ripe fruit soon spoils. One morning, Al woke up and shrieked, Eddie, look at us! We're turning into birds! Ah! Indeed, their eyes were a little beady, their noses a little bit beak-like. Eddie is growing a duckbill. We've got to get out of here, he croaked. Wings sprouted, tail feathers plumed. Oh no! Oh no! And look, the big bird doesn't even get worried. And these birds aren't even worried. And these birds aren't even worried. The island turns people into birds. Oh no! Poor Eddie, he's turning into a duck. Take us back! Take us back! Eddie quacked. I don't want to be a bird. I'd rather mop floors, he honked as they both flapped furiously and rose into the air. At least they can fly. Look, those birds are looking at them going, why would you want to leave this lovely place? There's beautiful flowers and big tall trees and all these waterfalls. Why would you ever want to leave? But he doesn't want to look like a bird. He wants to be a man, and Eddie wants to be a dog. So they have to leave. So they fly, fly, fly. Oh, and they flew and flew. There goes his flowers. There goes his dirty hat. And there goes Eddie. Oh, no. Eddie, be careful. Follow me, Al squawked. But Eddie, in a frenzy, was flying in circles higher and higher, exhausted, straining to stay aloft. He plunged into the open sea and was gone. That's dangerous. What about all the fish? Al barely made it home in one piece. Alone without his friend, he was heartbroken. But fortunately, Eddie was a talented swimmer, and in no time he found his way back to the west side. Eddie! Al cried. Oh, Al. Paradise lost is sometimes heaven found. And look, now they're gonna paint the apartment. They put newspapers over the bed so that the paint wouldn't get on the bed, and they put newspapers on the floor so the paint wouldn't get on the floorboards. And Eddie is so happy, and he has his dish there with water in it, and there's a box there of some things. What's in the box of things? It looks like some boxes of things. I don't know. There's a trash can outside. I guess they're throwing away their garbage. And Eddie and Al are happy again because they are home, and they are making hot cocoa, and they are gonna paint the ceiling and the walls yellow, and they will be so happy to live in their little apartment and not be birds. I like that story. I always liked that story, and I hope that you did too.
That was...
Hey, Al.
We do hope you've enjoyed this great, amazing book show, and if you'd like to listen to further titles, please contact your local library. Or subscribe and continue to enjoy more of these fascinating stories.